Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to Outfit Wars. This is season 4 and this is Nexus. This is the Nexus season. A 1v1 map. And a very exciting sort of format for me. I am Gelos, your caster, joined here by Zangief, my co-cast.
Yo, what's good? Outfit Wars Season 4, Week 1. We are right in the middle of it. Let's get down to business.
Well, I
Ghost?
mean, well, I mean, if you,
Let's
if
I
you,
said
I
let's
mean,
get down to bit.
if you
We
want,
could
if you
we could
want to.
start right now.
So, as I said, this one is on Nexus, and as you all watched in the trailer, this is a very much more kind of focused map as opposed to Desolation, which had a lot more to do with kind of just it was very much open. It was very sort of I think the term a lot of people like to use is sandboxy. I guess that makes sense. This one, however, has a lot of things that sort of differentiated from its previous 3 Outfit Wars seasons. We're gonna actually jump right into it. We're not gonna talk yet about the outfits, MIKU and BGLA. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of new outfits that a lot of people haven't seen. This is the qualifiers, so this is really where we're going to see kind of how everybody plays and especially how everybody plays on this particular map. So don't worry too much about the specific outfits that we're casting today. We are going to talk a little bit about them, but we're more interested right now in talking about the format and the map. So let's go right into the info screen here. I actually set this up in a way so it's a little bit more easily understood. For the match rules themselves, the teams are going to be 48v48. Similar to how Desolation was, but it had the extra 48 on top. It was a 1v1v1. This one, as you can see, the lanes are set up 1v1. If you're sort of familiar with something like Community Smash, this is much more like that. It's a nice small sort of a couple of lanes. You can play it in sort of like a wrap around. You gotta do a little bit more strategery. You can't just push everybody on a single base. So there's things to definitely consider. But there's some other things to worry about. We do also make note of a few extra rules for these kind of matches. There's no Colossuses, no Bastionses. Everything else is allowed
No
for
construction.
right, no construction as well, but everything else in terms of like outfit resources, those are going to be allowed, just like you saw in Desolation. I think we used to see Colossuses allowed in Desolation, but obviously that's not going to be here. Yeah, no construction is a big thing. We saw that was kind of like a big meta that sort of did arise during the Desolation sort of format. The Desolation map
The
definitely
Desolation
was
era.
the Desolation era, as we call it. It was definitely a sort of something you had to keep an eye on. This time around, every base has a vehicle pull. Again, very similar to your more typical community smashes, where you have just a few lanes, but everything is more of a traditional kind of base. But we do want to talk about the base. We'll get into that in just a little bit. And then the team with the most territory at the end of the match will be the winner. Or if a team actually connects to the enemy team's warp gate, that's also going to be a win scenario, and that is what they called in the actual the website. They called that a dominating victory, and the difference sort of comes down to how many points they award you for the qualifiers, which I've also handily added a little bit more information down there under there. You can see each base is going to give you 2 points per minute. This isn't specifically for the match. What this is this is for the season. So as you hold a base, you're getting 2 points a minute. The total points pool of the entire match is 500. If the enemy team does get to the warp gate, that dominating victory as it's called, they're going to get whatever's left in the pool, and that's going to go towards them for the season, and that's going to sort of seed them as we move on into the sort of the season. So it's very important to sort of look at that and figure out how many points are you getting by the end of it. Keep an eye on that. That's something that you're going to be seeing a little bit more of as we continue down the line on these matches. Now, I did make notes. Actually, let me turn off those colors there because the colors apparently don't really matter. I had this map set up to be sort of interactive, so I could actually show you which color was on which side. It doesn't matter. The match is actually going to be blue v red, no matter if it's like a VS faction or not, or a blue faction on one side or not. It doesn't really matter. Also, you're going to probably see everybody's going to be a red dot, and it's going to be a little bit hectic. I'm going to try and make it a little bit more clear as the match goes on. Let me go ahead and set us into our in-game screen. I know it's a black screen. Just give it a second. All right. So this is Nexus. It's a lot smaller than Desolation, but the maps are extremely important. We have about 10 minutes, and I do want to go over especially these neutrals. We're going to save the best for last. That's going to be Bitter Gorge over here. So we're going to start with Arizek Satcom over here, which is sort of a tech plant. This map here, you can see how it is like a tech plant. It's just got that middle area there that a tech plant has. It is a 3-point base, so there's 1 point here on the very top. There is 1 point down here, very similar to how a tech plant, wow, the hitches, very similar to how a tech plant is set up right there, but you can also see they did a lot of different kind of work here in the middle. This is this was originally designed to be their battle island, so a lot of this stuff was designed to be different, so it's going to look a little different. And then down here, the tech plant bottom, you have 1 more point. I do believe that the no deploy zone, if I'm remembering correctly, it's fairly big. I think you can get a bus somewhere around in like where I am right here. So that's probably where you're going to see people start getting things set up. There is an elevator. It goes all the way up here to the top floor on B. You know, these are sort of this is sort of a difficult neutral to cap. I think it's going to be because it is a sort of hectic area. If anybody's ever fought at a tech plant, you know they can be pretty hard to actually break into if one side actually gets, you know, a dominating setup inside. Let's go ahead and move right on over to Granite Head, the second neutral. If I remember right, this one is a powerhouse. Yes, it is. Powerhouse connected to a triple stack. This is actually another one that we used to use long ago in Nexus pickups. This is yeah, oh man, I remember this. This one has long sight lines down each side, and again, when we have both sides actually coming and clashing on these neutrals, they're going to be set up in sort of these opposite directions most likely. There's a road that goes here, and there's a road that goes here, and then there's another road that goes here. If let's see, I think this is MIKU down here. If MIKU is smart, they will go from Nexus Secure and actually drive a bus in. And if BGLA is smart, they will try to avoid having that fight here in this sort of crossroad area. They're going to want to get a bus set up somewhere in this area, which is a little bit safer of a route for them as they come in from the other base. And then they can actually set up on this side, have less to worry about in terms of clearance, and the tanks are going to have a little bit more to sort of deal with as they come in to try and deal with their bus. These ones are, rather this one in particular is a 3-point. It is an interesting one though. The cap here is on the bottom on the powerhouse. And then over here, it's in the second floor of the triple stack. These aren't very strange, but there is a little bit of a twist here. And those who have been on Nexus pickups know it is a downstairs area down here. Big downstairs area. It is fairly open as well. I think they might have added these little meshes. I don't remember these being here. But these are. This is a very big area here. It's probably going to see a lot of enemies sort of gathering down here at the very start, because this has huge stairways going down. If one side gets their bus set up, they can sort of run over here and kind of, you know, get an easy way inside. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hectic down here. This one is something to keep an eye on. Now, the last base, easily my favorite of the 3 neutrals, This one is another Nexus Pickups favorite. This one is a very, very classic base. This is 2 triple stacks on each side, 2 catwalks connecting from those triple stacks, going into an L, big courtyard with a point, another L, catwalk, and then a triple stack. It is perfectly symmetrical. We are very likely to see both sides get a bus set up on each side, one here and one here, because that is where the no deploy zone ends. And we're probably going to just see a nice, simplistic kind of fight happen right off the bat until the tanks show up. The tanks are going to be important. They do need to actually go over here and start dealing with these buses fairly quickly off that neutral, because you don't want to stagnate too hard on these bases. They can get very, very difficult to cap back. Now, as I said before, this middle point here is on that top area. Bottom side is another little small section, just a little flanking route here. Again, this is just a very well-made base. I absolutely love this one. From ages ago, we used to play on this one, and it looks completely unchanged, quite frankly. It's just so nice to see it again. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about our 2 home bases as well. Actually, we got a little bit more time here. Why don't we talk about, I believe it is Secure and Hydroponics? No, actually, which one is it? There's here it is. So Argent Pass and Slate Canyon. These are bases that are similar to each other. I have less experience on these ones, so this one's kind of new to me as well. This one is a double stack on that top area. 1 point on this one in particular. Now, this one you're not going to be seeing buses one side to the other side. This one is going to be more, one side gets the spawn, runs in, and actually, starts fighting right here in the middle. Oh yes, let me just get that overlay working before we go too far, because I almost forgot about that. We do have an overlay. Hopefully it works. I'm not 100%. Not 100% sure, but we're going to try it out. Please hold one moment. All right. Now, I'm not 100% sure which side's going to be on which, so I might move that little MIKU over as well. Let me put the tags on screen too, so you guys can see which side is which too. Give me one moment while I get that set up. Oh, hey, Goof, did you manage to get into...
Yep. Oh, I'm in.
You're in? Okay.
Oh, I'm in, and I'm already scouting these teams.
Have you seen these bases before?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. Well, you see, Outfit Wars was played earlier today. I got to see a little bit of it. Unfortunately, most of them were kind of stomps, so I didn't get to see it too much, but did I see it? Yes, I did.
Yeah, that is it is a little bit of the risk you have when we're talking about how these particular matches are set up.
Yeah.
So,
well, I am a veteran of Outfit Wars, 3 seasons now, 2-time winner, seasons 1 and 2 on Emerald server. Played on Emerald server season 3 and Cobalt server twice, season 3. And I got a lot of experience in this format. However, this is a new format. Because it's a new format, really.
Yeah, it kind of is a new format. You're not wrong, actually. I take that back.
Like I said, that was the Desolation era, because that era had 1v1v1. It had the donuts. It had construction. This one's definitely gonna and also, air game is still gonna be important here. But it felt like in Desolation, the air game was extremely important. So it'll be interesting to see how the air game evolves in this format. Because with Desolation, it was so open that at times it really was conducive to we could use season 1 Emerald as an example. With B-Way, they had basically the best air game out of the 3 outfits that were in the championship game, and that domination really was such a linchpin to winning ultimately.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see what really is the most dominant style of play for this version of Outfit Wars because it is going to be very different.
It is, and I feel like another thing that people you forget, construction was a humongous part of Outfit
Yeah,
Wars. Like it was the only way you could
'cause
spawn vehicles. It was it.
yeah,
This is a much more
this is
traditional style. So
yeah.
this one is going to be a lot more sort of. You don't have to worry about getting somebody to get a checkpoint set up to deal with the error as well at the same time. By the way, I think we are starting. I
Yeah, we
haven't
are going to be
seen the
starting.
alert. I haven't seen the alert pop yet, but I do know it's coming.
Yeah, so if we're going to be on the lookout for key players here, for Bastardo Sin Gloria, I finally got that name right. I've been calling them Bastard 2 Sin Gloria forever.
Oh, I think
Be
we
on the
are
lookout
starting.
for
Very good.
Exterminator 857. You've probably seen them on live before. The rest of them, I genuinely don't know who they are. Hey, a lot of big names on Miku, though. Hosho Marine Desu, Hatsune Miku, my beloved, Rin Tosako Thigh Enjoyer.
There we are.
A lot of big names on this team.
So I went ahead and moved that little emerald thing there for you, so you can see the top scores as well. That's the in-game stat tracker. So we're gonna start off with this nice big air ball, as you'll like to see. It does look like we're seeing a majority mosquitoes winning so far. It's gonna be it's gonna be really hard to sort of tell who is winning because the faction colors do not show up correctly. However, I am going to do my best. I will explain as best I can as to what is actually happening on screen. Right now, again, we are seeing mostly mosquitoes winning this fight. We got a couple of Reavers still up here. We got Raynor Collins over here. We got somehow a practice LA. We got Matrolato getting chased by another mosquito. This is the BGLA team on that in-sea faction.
Yeah, so interesting early movements. It's kind of similar to Desolation, but we saw Bastardo Sin Gloria go to Bitter Gorge and drop their pop there. And then Arazek, we saw Miku drop their pop there. And then there's a bunch of fighting in the dead center. So it seems like it's really, you send a little bit to one of the bases, and then, basically you just kind of brawl out in the middle.
Yep.
And I see some armor here.
Oh, let's go see where that is. Where is that? Is that
It's
tech
down
plant?
and below in the middle.
Gotcha, okay.
And
So
a Prowler.
down here in the, you said
Oh,
in the
big
middle,
Prowler
rather.
on-
Ah, there they are.
Euro medkit chugging hyperformer in a Prowler. That's not how you
Gotcha.
chug medkits. So, and here's Ayame content drought. Yeah, big fan of Hololive rolling through here. And and look at this guy, shit player.
Yeah, just shit player in there.
Okay, shit player is
Gotcha.
And Dark Souls tutorial on the ground. He is dead.
Yeah, we do have
They're
Ayame
just rolling through.
content
They're gonna
drought
actually
over here
push
in the
right
back.
over.
They are.
Yeah,
there's no vanguards to actually oppose them right now. They're just
Yeah.
gonna storm right through. There is one. No, maybe not actually. I don't see a bus set up here for BGLA. They must have only dropped. So BGLA inside the building here on C point. There's the only one they have. I don't expect them to hold it for very long. We do have a lot of Miku players, looks like, outside. Miku was the one that won the air fight, by the way. They had the mosquitoes. My God, the hitching.
Well, I think that, I know. I think they won the armor game also. It doesn't seem like a Bastardo 2 Sin Gloria. Bastardo Sin Gloria did not appear to pull any armor, so they've by default won the armor game. But they're probably going to want to get out of these Prowlers soon if they're going to want to contest this point.
Now,
Much
BGLA's
like Terran's on live, by the way, staying in their armor.
Take a look on point though. They do. Miku still has not actually taken BGLA off of this middle area. BGLA holding fairly well. They can't get to A super safely. There's too much armor there. I think that's going to be a little too unsafe for them. They got to kind of hold out here. But what they're doing right now is actually not the worst idea because it does keep the enemies off of Nexus, or rather, sorry, not Nexus. Bitter Gorge as well, if that ends up going through. But it can help with hydroponic too.
So it's actually interesting. They basically ran past Granite Head and just basically gave it up because they took Arazek and they're already moving pop to the hydroponics compound. And so they're basically just kind of engulfing Bastardo Sin Gloria from like the get-go. So it's probably a nice little strat here.
I just want to take a quick look. Yeah, we got no pop left over here at that little tech plant thing there. So they are going to probably be moving, to hydroponics. It looks like they've already moved there, so they can start that cap up if they want to. Bitter Gorge, obviously, that's gone through for Miku. So BGLA's only hope right now is that they're going to try and hold on to this middle point.
Yeah, but you know what?
Whoa, look at this.
Because of those caps, now Miku is dropping in here.
We've got Yandere Miku going right in, leading the charge.
Where is Reaper assistant Calliope Mori?
Lots of resonades coming out, but
Yeah.
I just don't think that's going to be enough here.
No, I think Miku is getting the advantage here.
Miku definitely looks like they're going to have the advantage. Miku plushie,
Gloria fighting with honor.
Miku plushie also taking out a ton of people inside this other side. They have taken back C point. Pretty much no problem there with that one good, strong max push. Now, they must have some kind of a spawn. I don't know where it is, but they're still somehow in here. They are now pushing.
Yeah, you know, keep the focus on here, but I think it needs to be said that Miku is already basically capping the two bases that are adjacent to their warp gate, the Bastardos and Gloria warp gate. It's not looking too good for BGLA right now. Especially if they're going to lose Granite Head. I mean, like, this was like the big play that they had, and it's not looking so good. Because, again, I don't think they have any spawns here.
Miku's so far playing extremely well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next couple bases in the line. We have both Slate and Hydroponics. BGLA, they really need to stop either one of these two caps, like now, like immediately.
Yeah.
If they allow these to go through, they could essentially just get steamrolled, and this could end extremely fast, which we've already seen. You know, this has happened a couple of times.
Yeah, they've got pop on both sides right now.
Look at Miku's positioning here, though, on that catwalk bridge. Beautiful spots here. We do, however, have a big flank coming in here from BGLA. Banshee Mossy, however, doing a lot of damage to him.
Nice Desi.
That was a very, very nice Desi. I didn't even see the kill board, unfortunately.
I'm actually going to jump over to Slate while you...
Yeah, okay. And again, with more of those lull pods coming in, BGLA is absolutely getting just hammered here on this bridge. This is where Miku is trying to keep them, and it's working extremely well. These both Banshee Mossy and I think there was also a Valkyrie Cass over there, just doing a ton of damage. Oh
man,
here we go. This is a Citadel shield. This should help at least a little bit because this gets them in range for that Sky Guard to do a little bit of damage. BGLA can actually move up a little bit better now. Oh, so man, the hitches.
By the way, we are seeing the importance of the air game right now over at Slate Canyon because, and actually at the base you're at too, because they had these long bridges that like from the point and the spawn room, when you have uncontested, you know, A to G, you can't even get to the bridge.
That, by the way, was a Miku orbital strike. That took a ton of people, I think, off the bridge area. I don't see anybody left outside. It's just who made it inside. So BGLA basically cleared off of that push. So that, they're going to have to do a complete repush there, unfortunately. Let's take a look here. Oh, they're basically getting farmed right off the spawn. Let's take a look at the other fight here.
Yeah,
hopefully they're having a bit of a better side.
No, Slate Canyon right now, they literally cannot even get out of their spawn room.
What is happening? Oh, man.
So BGLA...
Hold on a second. What is going on with my OBS cam right now? I am...
Oh, yeah, no, it's bad.
Oh, I am just fucking spinning. Hold on. Hold on, boys. We may need to go back to Sanctuary and then re-go back in.
Oh, no.
Hold on one moment.
I don't think you can.
I think you can. Hold on a second. Worst case scenario is I'll just pull you up on the Discord call. Don't worry.
Okay, well...
Hold on one moment, everybody.
Let me give you the radio broadcast of what's going on right now. So basically, BGLA cannot get out of their own spawn. They tried pulling anti-air maxes to counter the A to G and failed spectacularly. So I think they've mostly given up.
There we go. All right, so we're back
now.
Oh,
no, they tried a gal drop. Oh, they're actually pushing... Okay, this actually may have worked for a second here.
So which base are we looking at right now?
Slate Canyon.
Slate Canyon. I think that's the one I was about to go to.
They're on point with a few guys. So
gotcha,
they're actually slowing this down for just a moment. They desperately needed this. They could not even get out of their spawn. The gal drop kind of worked. But the thing is that Miku's going to converge on this point. They're going to put all of their numbers on this.
Yeah, and it would be the smart move here, too. But BGLA, they are holding for a moment.
They're holding.
But look at that Banshee Mossy!
Yeah, the Banshees are just brutalizing.
Oh, yeah, this is why you need to have some sort of air presence, at least. Oh, very good shot there, however, by Breath
Evan. So now the BGLA hold that was on the point. Yeah, it seems like BGLA is trying to get some spawns in the spawn room, but might be too late, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Miku's
This
still a
is
good presence on the inside here. BGLA not really able to make too much of a foothold now. I think that is going to be it for that particular base, which means they've already moved on to Nexus Omega. Nexus Omega being the home base. If this gets capped, that is immediately it. That is going to be MIKU taking the win, and whatever points are left in the pool are going to go to them for this season, for their
um
seeding.
yeah, so basically Nexus Omega is going to be the last stronghold for BGLA here, and based on how all the other bases are going, not liking their odds.
Yeah.
The uncontested A to G right now is just absolutely brutalizing them.
I did not go over how this particular base works. If I remember right, I think it is a underground base. Well, okay,
There is
maybe
an
not
underground.
actually. There's an underground
There's an
portion.
underground thing for like pulling. Yeah, like the armor goes through it.
Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. So it's not an underground base. It's actually just a normal base. Middle area fairly exposed, it looks like. MIKU there
Yeah.
still capping fairly well. I don't think they have too much to worry about. BGLA, they really need some sort of gal drop, Valk drop. Even if everybody just jumped into like a Reaver at this point, something from the air would be their best bet, because right now they're having just the hardest time ever pushing in. There's just too much MIKU presence. Again, I know it's hard to sort of see because of, you know, everybody being a red dot, but MIKU is basically pushed all the way up onto spawn. They are on both stairwells. You basically can't go any further up here without hitting the pain zone.
Yeah. Oh, and Gelos, while we were at Slate and you weren't there, Shit Player was in Yell Chat saying, "Hi Twitch, Gelos, I love you."
Well, thank you.
Many thanks to Shit Player.
It's unfortunate that I couldn't capture that from Shit Player. I do love that name. Don't get me wrong.
They are literally just spawn camping the spawn right now.
Yep.
Okay, so
Oh,
with
BGLA
Desolation,
from the back, though. Hold on a second. We do have a bus actually set up. I mean,
yeah.
the warp gate is right there, so they did actually manage to drive a bus.
They do have sky guards now, so they're
Yeah.
trying to get something to counter them.
Yeah. We do have a few BGLA members coming in from the back. We got a couple of maxes, maybe only one max actually.
Here comes a
Doki
MIKU
Doki
tank.
2 here with a peak, getting one, maybe two. No, goes down. We have, you know, it's just these very sort of sporadic pushes here by BGLA. They're really having a hard time. Miku's already responded to this essentially.
Yeah,
they're
this
going
is-
down. They're going to probably deal with this bus immediately now. There's just a lot. Oh, I take that back. Actually, they're kind of getting pushed right back off. BGLA might have a moment here. They might be able to recover at least a bit.
They're in a bad position right now. Miku's got the angles on them. They're throwing out revive nades, but they just don't. Yeah.
Their bus actually drove further in. I'm curious to see where that actually just went, because I think it drove over here to the right.
And Mr. Swag Boss on the ground. RIP, Mr. Swag Boss.
Kawaii Fodderkins over here trying to drop in. Doesn't really have a C4 though, so it didn't do too much.
It's weird to me watching this compared to Desolation, because this feels like live.
Yeah.
Right? Like the overpopping and like they're just sitting in front of the spawn, licking the spawn room.
Yep.
And that's not an insult to me. It's like just like it's almost like BGLA's kind of like, I don't want to say they've given up, but like they've basically tried to like leave the hex to try and think of something different, like a gal drop or something, or pulling up buses. But it's just like, you know, I'm just watching this and I'm just like, this feels like I'm watching live right now.
To be fair, I mean, this kind of format is it's hard to sort of just jump in and know exactly what to do in all these kind of situations. So, you know, driving a bus in live, it does work most of the time, especially if you're all organized. But again, you are fighting another organized outfit, MIKU, and they have air superiority. They've had air superiority since the beginning, and you have you know, you have basically had no air presence at all, and you're trying to deal with them with just sky guards. It's really, really difficult. But they're doing their best. We do see a push here coming up on Fat. MIKU here with a counter push. See if they can push them right back off. They basically have Doki Doki 2 with the back flank here. Kills a ton of people off the back. Hopefully the stat tracker is actually like tracking this correctly, because I feel like it's not. I feel
like it's reversed,
right?
If anything,
I think it is.
Because there's no way that MIKU is getting out-fragged by BGLA when BGLA is the entire time in their spawn room.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's reversed. I put it up like this because I know that BGLA is currently represented by blue, so I just assumed that blue over here would be blue, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
that's not the
Yeah,
case.
that's a little unfortunate. But you know, let me just swap those around real quick.
Yeah, the Yell Chat meta is already coming out here. So I think Miku is basically called it, even though there's a minute 50 left in this match. Well, in this cap. I mean, it will be the match if they cap this.
Yeah, so this one is definitely. Oh man, these hitches are just insane.
Yeah,
By the way,
it's not great.
oh.
Hey,
For anybody wondering,
hey.
I have a pretty good rig. This is not a hardware issue.
No, yeah, they were
This
talking
is
about that during the Miller and
yeah.
Cobalt ones, like that there was like a lot of hitching
Yeah,
going on.
the hitching I think is just part of this particular continent. Yeah, it's a new continent. The devs definitely had a lot of other things that they were working on besides just making the continent actually perform well. So it's not entirely probably optimized. Hopefully they kind of iron out some of these kinks as we go on in the season, because I know that's probably fairly annoying to the players as well, because it's hard as a caster. Like if you're a player dealing with that too. Now inside the base, MIKU still capping it. We've got about 50 seconds left here. They're probably just going to go ahead and take that, and I think we're going to see a win here from MIKU fairly shortly, which is going to put the rest of the points in the pool towards MIKU, which they've already got. I believe is that 180 points already at the top.
Yes.
So they're already doing pretty good. The remaining points pretty big. Oh, big drop here by BGLA. Let's see what they can do. They were kind of scattered there, so I'm not really sure. So it was a bit of a rookie move. So what they did is they dropped directly on where the point is on the map.
Yeah.
There is no entrance there. There's no. Again, this isn't something that they can really account for. They didn't have access to Nexus beforehand or anything, so they didn't really know where the entrances were. They just kind of dropped right where they thought that might be. But yeah, as you can see, did not work out.
And just big frags from MIKU all around.
Yeah,
lot. I'm just looking at the leaderboard, and big shout outs to Hosho Marine Des.
Yep. Yeah.
Hololive 3rd generation fragging hard.
Yandere Miku Dio looking pretty good. Unreasonably long
Miku.
Character name as well.
And the GG's going out. Yep. That is a big win for Miku right there.
Miku did fantastic here. Great performance here by Miku. I think we just saw a really good amount of coordination by them. BGLA coming in a little bit more fresh. Hopefully we see a little bit more from them. Obviously, again, this is the first time both of these two factions have actually played on this continent, so a little bit of that sort of growing pains is to be expected, but still, overall, fantastic job there by Miku. I think that air superiority is really what won them the day on that particular match. Now, that one got done pretty quickly. We do, however, have other matches going on. Let's take a look at our schedule. I do believe the B-Way match is still happening, maybe. Let's take a look. That one's going to be, I think, the main planet-side battles. We might just redirect right over to it so you guys can watch the remaining bit of that. Let me take a look. Oh, cool, an ad. But it is still going. I think they might be ending fairly shortly, so we're going to go ahead and redirect over to them. We have another match that's going to be on this channel later tonight. Hello, doggo. It will be at, I believe, 11 Eastern time, so come back and watch us then. I'm going to go ahead and raid the other guys. Oh, yeah, they are still going. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that looks like a good match. You guys are going to like that one.